As a property developer, there are two very important figures that you need to know. One is gross development value, often shortened to GDV, and the second is the percentage profit of GDV. And so in this video, we're going to explain what those two things are, but also I want to highlight why that's not the full story, and often new entrants into the property development world don't really understand that that's not their final profit. So we're going to explore that in this video. Hi, my name is Jim J. Davidson and I'm a property developer. I first got involved in property in 1973 at the age of 16 when my brother and I purchased a flat in the student area of Edinburgh. My current company, Fineside Developments, was established in 2003 and we completed our first new build in 2006. This channel is really dedicated to providing you some of the things that I have learned along the way. I'm not an expert. I don't profess to know everything, but what I do know, I hope, will help you on your property journey. So what is GDV, or gross development value? Well, if you are looking to build some houses and you have your piece of land, and irrespective of whether you're building one house or many houses, and let's just assume that there are several houses in a street. Let's say it's just a fairly simple street here and there's 6 houses there. GDV is going to be the amount that those houses sell for. And so therefore you need to know what your end sales value is going to be for those houses. Now, if you work out all your costs and they don't give you sufficient profit, then it's not going to make a viable site. And so when you actually make an assessment of a particular site, you need to know the GDV, the gross development value. Now, you need to know this very early on, because the likelihood is that the reason it is not viable is that you're probably paying too much for the land. Now, I've got some other videos on how you calculate what the right value of land is, so I'm not going to go over that here. But that's something at least bearing in mind. So even if the GDV doesn't work out, you need to go back to the drawing board and check out the values, particularly what you're paying for the land, because it's likely that that is overpriced. Or it may be that you just can't get the person who owns the land, the landowner, to agree with that, and in which case then it's time to move on. But the second metrics, which then comes from that, is your profit percentage. Now, generally it's accepted in the industry that you are going to get a 25% profit margin. Now, again, I just want to make sure that you understand the difference. I spent a lot of time in retail, and one of the things that I found was that so many people got it confused between markup and margin. So margin is always on the selling value. So if, let's just take a very simple example, if you got something that sells for £400 and you're getting a 25% margin, then that's going to be £100 profit. So that's the profit on that particular item that then sells for £4. However, if you had that product and you know the cost price is £300, in order to achieve a margin of 25%, you would need to add on 33%. So you'd be adding on, so 33% of 300 is £100, so you're back to your £400. So very important, it's the margin on your selling value. So you're looking for a valuation of 25% to give you the amount of profit. Now, for a lot of people, that seems quite a lot of money. So let's just assume, and we'll just take an example of it just being a single house, just for ease of numbers. And let's say that this house was going to sell for 400,000. And so therefore we've got a GDV, sorry, that's the GDV. And then we've got a percentage profit of 25%. on that, and that's then going to be 100,000. Seems not bad. However, it's not the end of the story, because you're not making 100,000 on that profit. As in any business, this is your gross profit. And from gross profit, if you understand accounting, you then have a whole series of expenditures. And the first expenditure that so often many, particularly new property developers, forget to put in there, but is vitally important, is salary. I'm talking about their salary or your salary. After all, you're doing the work, so you need to be paid a salary. So as a business, you have to be paid. And so whatever you determine the value of that work, of achieving that, needs to come off that value. Now, as a project manager, you may be earning somewhere between 30 and 45,000 for a smaller site. And so therefore, even at the low end, we're now left with only £70,000 profit. However, we also know that there's a lot more expenditures. So you've got your car that needs to be run. You've got where are you based from? Where are you working from? So do you work from home? And therefore you've got expenditures in the house that are going to be taken off there. So you might be using, if you're at home longer during the day, you may be using electricity, using gas. So all those expenditures, and I won't list them all, need to be taken into account. So what you actually need to do is understand what the expenses of running your business are, and you need to make a list of those, and that needs to be then equated into your development plan. In other words, the development plan for your business. So if you find that all your expenditures come to 100,000, then essentially, although you're making a gross profit of 100,000, you're making a net profit of 0. And so therefore you need to be fixing that, and you need to then start to analyze how are you going to improve the bottom line of your development business. So in very simple terms, you've got your gross development value, your percentage profit of your gross development value, which gives you your gross profit for your business, less all of your expenditures, including your own salary, and then you have your net profit. Now, what the mistake that often people make with salary is that they kind of say, well, it's okay, I am only going to pay myself a much smaller amount, and that's fine for tax reasons, but you still in your calculations have to factor in what the value of what you're doing is in relation to your business. Because at some point, as you grow, you're going to want to bring in somebody as a project manager to manage your developments or multiple developments. And so therefore it's important that you actually factor that in so that you can chart the long-term growth of your business. And so if you're new to the channel and haven't already subscribed, there's lots of other videos on the channel. Please have a look around them. Please also don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate that. And if you like this video, please like and share it with people that you know. Also, if you're not a member of our membership community as yet, it's free to join. There's lots of free courses and free materials that we have available there for you to be able to access, and the best place to go is our membership community. You'll find a link in the description below, and also if you're on desktop, there's a link in the YouTube header. So I look forward to seeing you there and on the next video.